Hello children, welcome to another lesson in mathematics. I'm your regular teacher, Miss Irene Buama. Hope you've been keeping safe at home. Yes, it's very important for you to keep safe at home. In fact, you really need to wash your hands with soap and water, use sanitizer whereby there is no water, and then don't forget to use your nose mask. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about measurement of mass or weight. Measurement of mass or weight. In our previous lesson, we talked about how to measure length, height, and distance. I hope you remember all that we learned in our previous lesson on measurement of length, height, and distance. Good. What did we say length is? I'm waiting. You've tried. Length is how long or short an object is. And what did we say are the standard units for measuring length? We said the standard units for measuring lengths are centimeters, meters, kilometers. And what did we say is the unit in which the tailors or the seamstress used most? Yes, they use the inches. Very good. So what are some of the instruments we talked about? The ruler, the tape measure, and the speedometer. Good. Today we are going to talk more on weight or mass. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify the standard unit for measuring mass or weight, and also practice the use of some of the instruments used in measuring weight or mass. To understand this lesson better, we need to get the meaning of these two words. Take note of the spellings and their pronunciations. The first one is weigh, weigh, and the second word is weight, weight. Now let's look out for the meaning of weigh. What does it mean to weigh? The act of finding out the weight or the mass of an object. So the weigh is a verb. It's an action of doing something to find the weight of an object. But let's look at the second word, which is weight. It is how heavy or light an object is. So that means after weighing the object, you will know how heavy or light that object is. That is what we call weight. In class 1, you learned how to measure weight with your hands. For example, if you have these two books in your hands, you try to weigh them by using the word heavier than or lighter than to compare these two books. But now, we are going to talk about the standard way of measuring weight or mass by the use of the standard instrument. One standard way of measuring weight or mass is the use of the scale. We have so many scales. The butchers use a pound scale in measuring the meat you buy from the butcher's shop. Mommy also used the kitchen scale to measure flour or fat when preparing cake. I know you love cake so much. Yes, I have an example of a kitchen scale with me. This is an example of a kitchen scale. Look at it closely. What does it look like? This side of it, what does it look like? The face of a clock. Good. But this one has only one hand. But the face of the clock has more than one hand. So, this kitchen scale is measured in units. You can see the units marked on the face of the kitchen scale. So the units for measuring weight is in grams, kilograms, and pounds. Look at this object. Yes, it's Gino tomato paste. Today we are not going to use it to prepare jollof, but we are going to measure the weight of this Gino tomato paste. Can you guess the weight of this? Is it 10 kilograms? 20? 100? To find the appropriate or the correct or the accurate measurement for this object, we are going to use our kitchen scale. Let's all read the measurement for our Gino tomato paste. Look at it carefully. After measuring, we had 1 kilogram, 200 grams. So we are going to call it 1 kilogram, 1.2 kilogram. So the weight of our Gino tomato paste is 1.2 kilograms. So the short form for writing kilograms is kg. That is why I didn't write the full word for kilogram. So if you were to measure another thing and it measured 100 grams, you write. So what's the short form for writing grams? It's G. Very good. So if we're to get pounds too, we'll have 4. This is how we write the short form for pounds. Another type of scale is a bathroom scale. I know most of you have them in your bathrooms. This is an example of a bathroom scale. What do you do with it? You put it on the floor and you stand on it. Then the bathroom scale will read your weight or the mass of your body. Let's practice how to use this bathroom scale. Currently, I'm standing on the bathroom scale. Watch closely and let's look at the reading of my weight. Wow! What is the reading? 57.6. Yes! So the mass of my body is 57.6 kilograms. Another type of scale that can be used to measure objects is the beam balance. The beam balance has 2 ends. It can be used to compare 2 things at the same time. This is an example of a beam balance. I'm going to compare the weight of 2 objects to see which one is heavier than or lighter than the other. So I'm going to put the spaghetti on one end of the beam balance. Look closely. What do you see? One side of the balance is down. Let's put the other object at the other end and see what happens. So, from our experiment or from the weighing, we found out that the spaghetti is heavier than the book because the side of the spaghetti is going down or has gone down, and the side of the book is up, meaning it's lighter than the spaghetti. Another type of scale, which is mostly used in industries or the airport, is an industrial scale. This is mostly used in measuring the bigger objects. Good! Hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. What have we learned? We talked about how to measure weight or mass. Yes, we learned about the various tools or the standard unit for measuring mass. What are they? The use of the pan scale or the kitchen scale, the bathroom scale, bin balance, and the industrial scale. And what are the units for measuring these items? Grams, pounds, kilograms. Good! Try and measure so many things, the things you have at home, using all these tools. Till I come your way another time, stay safe and be good. Bye-bye.